exciting current students who will be sharing their experience and their knowledge of how it is being studying at the UC Davis LLM program. And of course, for the people attending here today, it's your opportunity to learn more about our outstanding LLM program, but also have your questions answered by our panelists, who are, of course, so kind to share their time and to offer their lunchtime to share their experience on campus, why they chose an LLM program here at UC Davis, and of course also the benefits of having an LLM and what their goals are. Um, a little bit of housekeeping is probably a good idea, that we will have a chat open. So if you are having questions, you can ask them in the chat. And then towards the last 10-15 minutes, we will try and answer your questions as good as we can, or if they're directed to the LLM students. You can see that we're a diverse group here today, so we want you to feel welcome, and we'll of course welcome diversity on our campus. We want to make sure that you're welcomed and that you feel comfortable wherever you are right now. And whenever the time is right for you to come to UC Davis to visit our campus and learn more of our wonderful experiences that you can learn here. Now, without talking too much, I want to introduce or give the opportunity to our current students to introduce themselves, so that the people here in attendance know they're talking to. Let's give the honor to the ladies first. Sura, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah,
Say where you're from and what you're currently doing.
yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Sura, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. I am currently enrolled in a 2-year LM program at UC Davis School of Law. And I chose UC Davis because of its strong academic reputation, and of course, for supportive environment and the opportunity to deepen my understanding in law.
Thank you, Sura. Angel, you
Welcome.
wanna take the opportunity to introduce yourself? Let me help you to
Hello,
unmute.
guys can hear me? Okay, great.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Venezuela. I am an attorney in Venezuela. I've been in the state for the past 8 years. Why do I choose UC Davis? Actually, Melvin, I think I shared this with you. UC Davis was not my first choice at the beginning. It's because I live in Alameda, which is I have like UC Berkeley closer to mine. But I guess the deciding point for me to choose UC Davis was the fact that that energy, that feeling that I felt when I just came across the door was amazing. I had to meet with Professor Mori, being Greenwood. It's just that supportive that I didn't get actually in UC Berkeley. That's what made me choose, of course, UC Davis.
Thank you, Angel, and of course we have a special guest, like you just mentioned, Professor Mori, who is here, who is here to say a few words, of course, to thank you, the students who are currently here, but also to address everyone in the audience. Hello, Professor Mori.
Hi, Melvin. Hi, Sura. Hi, Angel.
Hi.
So hello, everyone. I'm Professor Mori. I'm the director of the LLM program. And I want to extend a warm welcome to all of you today. First, I want to thank our students for sharing their experience, because there are many things we can say about what it is or what it's not to study at UC Davis, but one of the best ways to know our program is to talk with our students. Yesterday, there was a panel with alumni. Today, it's a panel with current students. I think it's really important for anyone who wants to go to an LLM program to be able to connect with people who are actually in the program, because they can share their experience and you can put yourself, they are in your shoes, okay? They have gone through the same experience or you are going to go through. So it's really precious to have our students, and I want to extend them my biggest thanks. And also I want to welcome all of you from all over the world who are with us today. I know, you're busy. We also know you have a lot of options when it comes to LLM programs, so but today it's an opportunity for you to know a little bit more about what makes UC Davis special, and hopefully in the future to apply to our university. So thanks again for your interest, and thanks to the students. Of course, after this meeting, if you have any questions, you can follow up with Melvin. And in general, when you have like more specific academic questions, we're always happy to try to answer, give you more specific information about academic aspects of the program. So thanks to you all.
Thank you very much, Professor Mori. And of course, without losing much time to introductions, of course it's important, but I think people are here to hear from our students, from their experience, what your goals are, what the involvement is with faculty, and learn and kind of get a feeling of how it is to be in your shoes. So so if you allow me, I'll start with the first question. I'm very excited, of course, to hear your input, and I'm sure the students here present are too. Sura, starting with you, and then of course Angel, if you want to follow up with your input. Did you have any professional goals or personal goals when you chose the LLM program here?
Yes, actually. I wanted to improve my deep knowledge, like in areas like contract law and legal writing. And I believe I achieved that by taking a lot of courses about contract, drafting contract, and legal writing. And not only during the academic year, but also during the summer. So I believe I already achieved what I want.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, you mentioned it. You're part of the 2-year program, which is an option here at UC Davis. That we have the regular 1-year option, but we do of course have a 2-year extended option that you are currently
Yes.
enrolled in.
Yeah.
And Angel, how about you? You mentioned it briefly, of course. We weren't your first choice, but after coming here, you felt the energy was right for you. Did you have any goals or any particular professional or personal growth goals for
Ye-
coming here?
Yeah, so professionally, I aim to deepen my expertise in immigration and business law, and of course, to pass the California bar exam, which is one of the tough, hardest exam in the U.S. But I feel lucky enough to, because you might or may not know, but UC Davis have the pass rate for the bar exam is almost 90%, which basically means nine out of 10 time students actually take the bar, pass it. Okay,
Yeah.
which is for me is kind of a huge endorsement that I'm happy to be in a place where I prepare myself to take that huge milestone.
Yeah.
As far as goals, I think having that immersion with the JD student and being able to speak with professors, with faculty members, that helped me a lot towards achieving that goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Angel is touching on a subject that is quite interesting and also interesting for the current people here present to understand is that for anyone who is interested in following the UC Davis LLM program, is that the LLM program is not segregated, it's not separate from the current JD students, which I believe, and I'm sure you would maybe second that, is a huge advantage in sharing experience, but also learning from the current local JD students. So the LLM program is kind of integrated with the JD students, and the LLM students take classes majoritarily together with the JD students.
And I'm sorry,
yeah,
Melvin, I want you to add to what you said is
yes,
that's key. That's
yeah,
a key factor that,
yeah,
it create a full immersion into what US a university
Mm.
can provide to you
Yeah.
in terms
Yeah.
of as a student, as a personal growth, professional growth, all of those aspects.
Of course, and
Yeah.
and I think also important to add the human aspect. You're learning from domestic students who have a very different view of the world. You're bringing also your own contribution to the international factor, which makes them also see the international perspective that you bring to the law school. So I feel like as a community, which UC Davis is very strong at creating a community. Yesterday, I was talking to an alumni who said that she didn't feel like she was at law school. She felt like she was in a community that was all talking about law all the time, rather than focusing on studying all the time. It felt like a home that was always focusing on law. But it's very good to hear that from you, and good to
Yeah.
inform the students or the current participants here about that. Let's talk about your each separate goals, right? You have very separate goals, which is totally normal. Everyone who comes to the LLM program comes from different backgrounds, has different goals to what they want to achieve. So let's talk about the classes and talk about the concentrations if you're taking any. What are the concentrations or the classes that you choose to focus on, Sura?
Yeah, I'm taking business concentration. I took a lot of classes about business, like contract drafting, business and society, business. It's a lot actually. I forget a lot, but all of them is amazing. I love that like the professors though who are teach these classes or courses. So I love that I chose business concentration.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing
you're
that.
welcome.
And for the people who are here who are not knowledgeable about what a concentration is, I can briefly introduce the notion of concentration. A concentration is really just focusing more on a particular area of law. We have six specifically constructed concentrations, which are business law, immigration law, tax law, environmental law, intellectual property law, and criminal law. So those are the six concentrations that UC Davis specializes on. I see also that Janjay has joined us. Thank you for joining, Janjay. I hope you're doing well. Do you want to introduce briefly yourself and also tell us why you chose the LLM program here at UC Davis?
Sure. Thank you so much, Melvin. My name is Janjay Titus. I'm from Liberia, that is in West Africa, and I'm in my final semester. Yeah, so I chose UC Davis typically because, there's a strong sense of community. I was once like you all on this very same platform, learning from other students, now past students, hearing about their experiences, and all of that just kind of like it tick I kind of like tick my boxes because one of the things they talk about was the community, the student community, and that I've been experiencing here. Here, a lot of students are very friendly. The faculty is great. You have a lot of professional staffs who are very helpful, and you also have a lot of resources. The UC David has one of the biggest library system that basically help you to strive academically, and the environment is also great and cool. I'm from Africa, so the weather is perfect. Yeah, so all of that kind of like ticked my box.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for sharing that, Janjay, and for joining us today. We are talking about concentrations and what classes you're taking. Sura already shared her business concentration. Angel, you were talking about focusing more on immigration, if that's correct. Is that also the concentration that you're taking, or are you picking and choosing different classes?
Yeah, so for me, I have that um, I will say toxic battle between immigration and business.
Yeah.
So I actually decided to go for both.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how, because, when I choose UC Davis, I just want to focus in immigration because, UC Davis have this huge reputation, like hands-on immigration practice, how they advocate for for immigrants, how they advocate for, human rights, right? Of course, following the Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
philosophy, right?
Mm.
But when I immerse into, all the classes, all the subjects, I start, feeling more passionate, even more about a business. So I actually end up taking both concentration classes that I have taken so far has been immigration law, business association, contract drafting, contracts, and criminal procedure as well. So to give you an idea, is a lot. Don't it's a lot that I carry on, but it's definitely worth it. And at the end of the day, it's just really, really rewarding all the learnings that you are gaining, or you're gaining from the university
Thank you,
and the
Angel.
classes.
Yeah, thank you, absolutely, Angel, for sharing your very ambitious goals, of course, of doing the two concentrations, your constant battle between business and immigration. Janjay, did you also choose for a concentration, or what does your class schedule looks like?
Yes, I do have a concentration, and that's particularly business law.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also now concentrating a lot on bar classes. So last semester I did business association, which is very great. I was taught by Professor Joe, one of the best lecturer ever. And then you also have I also did contract law, and now I'm just doing bar classes. That's tweet, trust, will, and estate, criminal procedure, and all of that. I think that's just because my focus here is to do the bar. I'm intending on doing the New York bar. So all of these classes just help build on your skills and help prepare you for the bar as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing your input. I feel like we have a lot of business people here today.
Yeah.
That's it's great. It's great to hear the interest in business, and anyone who is interested in business in particular, of course. Today is your opportunity when we have 10-15 minutes towards the end to ask your questions to our participants. Talking about different classes, you of course experience the classes, what the classes are like. I'm sure it must have been different of what you're used to studying back in your home country, no, Sura?
Yes, it was so different.
Can you tell us what your experience was being in the first week or the first 2 weeks in the classes?
First of all, here it's I think the teaching is about like cases and real world example, and most of the lecture was about asking question and like hearing other people opinion and idea about this class or this lecture. But back home, I think it's different. I don't know now, maybe it's different right now, but we used to just study the law, and we didn't really study the cases or real world example. So I think it's really different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, it's I think it's also what people might be used to, and of course I'll let Angel and Janjay give their experience in the classroom first. But I think in the United States and more particularly UC Davis, there are smaller classrooms. Even the biggest classrooms are relatively small,
Yeah,
and you will have closer participation with the professor. There's more interaction in class,
yeah,
and also there are smaller classes, so it's less of a lecture and more of an integrated discussion between the professor. Is that right, Angel? How was your
yeah.
experience? Of course, you've been in the United States for a few years, but with thinking back of your time in Venezuela in law school.
Oh yeah, definitely here at the UC Davis you find more like personalized classes, like 101. No, not almost 101, but this kind of that feeling of the 101.
Small
Back in Venice,
groups.
yeah, small groups, a small
Yeah.
group, a small classmate, where which lead you to a better experience, right? Because you can actually ask professor a question, interact with your classmate, and that's key, right? back in Venezuela, I guess my first year of law school, my classroom was roughly around 100, 120 students.
Mhm.
So you can imagine, yeah, we have this huge classroom, but the interaction with the professor was almost zero.
Yeah. You
And
just
that's
have
something,
big
yes,
lectures. Yeah.
big lectures, and then just, okay, take home assignments, just
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
return it, and then, expect you understand the topic. Where here in the UC Davis is just different, because you actually, I coming from it's called Spanish, my English is not my first language, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was really afraid of going to UC Davis, because it's everything will be taught in English, and then you have this huge case law and that. But actually, the process was super smooth and super easy. I don't know if my classmate could share that, but my co-panelists can share that. But it was, for me, was easy. Was easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Janjay, did you feel that same way? How was it for you? Of course, in Liberia, English is your first language, but how was the participation in class for you different than what you used to in Liberia?
Well, from my personal experience, because I did my bachelor's in Uganda,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it was a little bit relaxing. You do have a very huge class, and the main difference here is it kind of helps you keep you on your toe because there is cold call. You don't really know when the professor is going to call you to kind of like the discussion is almost like a panel discussion, so you don't really know when. Or sometimes there is a list, you have the call list. So especially those professors that don't have a call list and just call you randomly, you have to prepare all the time.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it keeps you busy, it keeps you wanting to learn more, and you just
Yeah.
keep striving. It has been a very good experience so far since I've been here. It just keep you on your toe, and the first week is going to be a little bit intimidating, I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that, new when you're new in a place, it comes with new challenges and all of that, but with time you easily catch up to it.
It's great to hear you share that, and I see a lot of nods from your classmates. So it sounds like they also share that same feeling. I think it's very important to understand for everyone here that indeed what Janjay was saying, that it's a very different way of preparing for classes, where there might have been in your home country big lectures with really homework after the lecture. Here you have to do a lot of reading before class, prepare your classes before they happen, and then be ready for when a professor calls on you to discuss a question or to discuss your thoughts on the matter, or on the case that they're discussing. So that's very important. It's a very big mindset shift, but it seems like you have all adapted to that pretty fast.
And
And
can I say
yeah,
something?
of course.
And I think it's the key for like to read before the lecture or
Yeah.
the class, so you can engage with the professor and your classmate. And I think this is what makes it really interesting to hear other perspective and other people what they think. So I think it's really great to read before your classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add on, a lot of time when you prepare before classes, now you just go with the mindset of just asking questions and
Mhm.
building on that. So it's interesting. Yeah.
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 Go ahead, Angel.
Yes, and I would like to, emphasize that, yes, please prepare for classes. I've been in that scenario where I didn't prepare myself, the first couple of weeks, and I was so lost. I say, what, are they speaking in a different language, or I don't understand it? It's not that, it's just because I didn't prepare for classes. So as long as you guys prepare for classes, you know, prepare for the lectures, you will do great. You will
Yeah.
do great. And it's normal, guys. I know the first week, first 2 3 weeks, you will feel like you are hitting a wall, like, oh my gosh, I'm not understanding, I'm not getting anything. Should I, those like toxic thoughts, it will disappear as you progress into the program.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I know that indeed a lot of people find the first 2 3 weeks challenging because you're going through the transition, but it sorts itself out pretty fast. I did want to want to change gears in the mindset of preparing for the bar exam. I know that earlier, Angel, you mentioned that you're preparing for the bar exam, or at least you want to take the bar exam later. Sura and Janjay, are you also, is that also one of your goals, or are you not interested in taking the bar exam?
I am interested in taking the bar,
Yeah.
hopefully in July, the New York bar. Yeah.
Okay, great. And Sura?
No, actually, I'm not interested, but I would say that I already learned a lot about bar exam.
Yes.
So I would say if I want to take it, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, and how do you think, so let's talk with Janjay and Angel, since you're planning really on taking it and are interested in it, how do you feel like the program prepares you for taking the bar exam? And do you have any insights to share? I know that right now you're still in classes, so you're not fully committed to studying for the bar exam, but how is the support and how is the information provided here at UC Davis regarding the bar exam? Janjay?
You wanna go? You wanna first?
Sure. So basically, you do have a lot of details from professor, especially on the international side for international students. They keep you updated all the time, especially on places like New York, DC, and also California. And then here as well, you do have a lot of bar classes. Right now, that's my focus, taking bar classes. And there are also table links from different companies that like Timmins and Barbary. They're always here as well, distributing books and like templates as well that helps students both for the bar and also for the MPRE. Yeah, so it has been helpful. And then you also have Professor Maury, which once you get here, I believe you like him. He's very familiar with the international students. You also would do practice questions with him as well, and also practices in general. So that has helped me a lot. Right now, I'm not solely focused on the bar exam since I'm during class.
Yeah.
I'm currently in class, but right after, I believe before the bar itself, I'll be able to, because there are companies which we have been in touch with here, and with that, you can just register and they'll be able to help you prepare for it adequately. Yeah, so.
Thank you, Janjay. And Angel, you also had some input.
Yeah, so yes, I taken the bar exam in July 2026, and I can emphasize like how important this faculty or the UC Davis has been to me, because this what happened. You actually, of course, you have bar classes that of course I advise you to take. But beside that, if you're not taking those bar classes, there for international students, there is a lot of support from Professor Mori. And they do like a kind of a boot camp where they train you how to, approach those exams. So it's great. Of course, you also have the option to, as Janjay said, that you can take all those prep bar courses like Themis or Barbie, which also, in addition to the huge support that they're getting from the university, you get discount price just for being a UC Davis student.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I gather from you is that there is quite a bit of support, bar preparation courses, and of course the courses themselves that you can take here that prepare you on the bar topics.
And they're also, sorry, Melvin, they also this plus or additional value that you are getting from JDs. JDs are taking the bar exam too, are preparing for the MPRE too. So you can get to them, you start doing a networking with them, and then it's kind of a really good way of learning.
Yeah. Just to
So
build
then,
on that, I would say really take advantage of the JD students. They're very friendly. Take advantage of them. Majority of the time they do group discussions. So you might want to have like, one of two friends that are participating as well, and they will, pull you along to those discussions, which can be very, very helpful, not just for the bar, but just preparation in class, and also to learn about Davis itself. I know you're here to study, but you can also learn outside of the classroom, Yeah, so
Yeah,
take advantage of
absolutely.
them.
Making friends is both beneficial socially,
Yeah.
outside of the law school for the community, but also regarding classes and regarding inputs. They can they of course have a different curriculum, but they can help you pull you along, and if you find friends that have similar goals, they can definitely lift you up, like Janjay was saying. Talking about the community, I want to go back to Sura because last question you didn't have much input. Let's talk about the community here, because we've been talking so much about the community in Davis and how much of a community it is. Um, how would you describe the legal community and the networking opportunities in Davis or even in the surrounding areas that are proposed through the law school?
First of all, if I want to describe like School of Law, I mean UC Davis School of Law, it's a great place. There is a lot of events happening during the year to like to socialize and connect to other like legal people. And also I think there is a lot of things happen around Davis, like Sacramento and areas surrounding there. But I believe you will find a lot of like activities that could, it's like a chance to engage with other people, to connect with them. So it's very easy and very supportive place.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Angel, did you have any different experience or any other events or input that you have to say about the legal community and networking opportunities here?
Well, I guess networking opportunities that are infinitive. You know, every week, every week there is a lot of events that a student can assist, and there is a lot of job fair that you can actually, after you do your due diligence, of course, you can attend to. So yeah, community-wide, legal community-wise, is great. It's great. And also the insights that you can get from professors, new panelists, special guests that are coming from. See, like last week we got a guest from Belgium
Yeah.
discussing how the AI was the regulation in Europe, and then and I can 2 weeks ago we have a judge, like a federal judge, coming to our classes. FBI agents are coming to our classes to explain the experience. So it's kind
Yeah.
of as you can see, there is a lot of intakes, a lot of tools that you can use, a lot of knowledge that you can have, of course, through
Yeah.
this program.
Absolutely. Janjay, do you share that, or what is your
Yeah,
input?
my input is similar to theirs. Every single day here or throughout the week, you do have a lot of activities. And surprisingly, these activities are also organized by students. And you have guests and panel discussion happening all around campus. So that helps you to network. And you do have like judges come in. You can easily talk to them. They do have time, sections where you can ask questions. One thing I'll always advise: do not be afraid to ask questions, do not be afraid to interact. And then there are also lecturers as well sometimes bring in guests to speak to the students, so take advantage of that. And then there are also career fairs. Recently we had the opportunity to go for a career fair in Sacramento, and we had, I think, over 30 different companies just interested in students, wanting to work with students. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have all of those resources to use. So yeah, when you get here, definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah, and it's harder to not get engaged because it's so present around the law school. There's always billboards, always advertisement for all these different groups and social events that are going on. So definitely an added value for people that is ready for the taking. I wanna talk about a different topic. I wanted to get your input on how important it was to meet with the advisors, Professor Greenwood, which is the Associate Dean of the international programs, and also Professor Mori, who is the director of the LLM program. How important is it to meet with them personally to create your program, right? Because everyone comes with different goals, and everyone has to give form. Everyone has to shape their schedule. So Sura, how was that for you? How was that experience, that before coming to class, having to meet with an advisor and a professor to kind of give form, give life to your schedule and your goals?
Yeah. First of all, I met with Professor Greenwood. She's an amazing person. And actually, I have already decided that I will took business concentration. But meeting with her was like clarifying more about what I should take in classes, like what I should before like taking business classes, what I should take before, like things that prepare me more to take business. And yeah, I think it was great. And I was talking about everything, like what's like I have things that makes me adopt or whatever. She is amazing person. So I think it's amazing to meet with her or with Professor Murray.
Thank you. Angel, how was it for you? How was the experience before even coming to the university, getting your schedule figured out?
So for me, I wish I could have the same clarity as Sura had at the times. I didn't have any clarity at all because I want to focus on immigration, but I know where to start.
Yeah.
So I guess having Dean Greenwood and Professor Mori help me a lot because they tailor okay, they tailor the pathway, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They already know based on your you know on the letter you will submit for to get into the school. But having that meetings and I talking not only one, it's like 3, 4, 5 meetings. I want to take the time to to appreciate to acknowledge their great work because I don't know how they do it, but because they have ton of patience with me. They had ton of patience with me. I add classes and I drop classes and I added back, and it's just amazing. It actually helped me a lot to to be more focused on my goals and to don't start like walking around what was needed to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's actually very useful.
Thank you. And I saw Janjay, you were smiling, so that sounded familiar, to dropping and adding classes and changing your mind and getting help. So tell us about your experience.
Yes, I think meeting with them gives you clarity,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of clarity, because coming here, you don't really know how things are. You don't know how classes are conducted. So it kind of they give you detail of how the classes are, who the lecturers are, what to expect. And beyond that, they also give you personal advice, just how to conduct yourself in the law school, and what resources are available to you and for you. So meeting with them is a key. Is something that will really help you. Like Angel said, you do have a lot of classes that you sometimes go to, you be like, this is not for me, and you go back to them. Yeah, they really help you and sometimes build your confidence. Like I remember last semester taking it was a whole new thing that I didn't expect myself to be in. But Professor Murray really he gave me the courage. And with that, I was able to stay in that class and I passed successfully. That was our healthcare law. And it was interesting, just being there and learning a lot of new things. Yeah. So I go to them whenever you have the chance. They will advise you, they will encourage you. So far, I see them as my biggest motivator here. And I see them as a mentor as well.
Yeah.
They are people that you can easily just go to and they relate with you. They relate with your struggle. So do not be afraid. Go to them. Whatever you have, issues you have, talk to them about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that is the way you put it. Angel, you had something else to
Yes,
share?
and I will add that they are always available to you.
Yeah.
They always find the time It's not like, okay, I need to make it. I need to set a schedule, a meeting for 2-3 weeks in advance. No, they're always there for you. That's great, and that's for me that kind of make the whole difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Janjay put it in a great way. They're really your mentors, and one way one way to put it is kind of Professor Greenwood told me to this once. She said all the students that are coming in, they're kind of like kids going into a candy store. They all want they all want to try all the candies in the store, and they want to take a bite of everything. But we are there to tell them that they can really choose like 4 or 5 candies, and that is basically a reference to their classes, right? So it's really shaping, giving shape, because everyone is so interested in all these different classes that we have to offer. But in the end of the day, there's only so many credits and only so many classes that that you can take, fit in a schedule that makes sense for you. So they really help and shape that. Now, I know that we're almost getting to the end of the panel already. Time is going by fast when you're having fun. I did want to get some more insight on your personal experience on if you look back at your experience right now, the path that you have gone through. If you look back and you know what you know now, would you have done anything different, Sura, before applying, preparing yourself? Do you think you would do things differently?
I would say before like getting here or coming here, sorry, like nothing. But during the first year, I wasn't really keeping up with my assigned reading. So I think this was a huge mistake. So I would say I have to, or I should keep up with my reading. Also, I would really take the chance and communicate more with a lot of people, meet a lot or coming to a lot of events, because I wasn't actually. So I advise anyone who wants to come should come to these events, meet a lot of people, have a lot of friends. It really makes a lot of difference.
So you're saying basically take more advantage, and even though if it might make you more tired or take up more time, take
Yes.
advantage of everything, do everything.
Yes, try to catch everything.
Okay, that is good. Thank you for sharing that, Sura. Angel, what is your with your knowledge? Would you have done anything differently in the networking, in the making friends in classes, taking different classes, a preparation?
Yeah, so definitely I will advise a new student to get prepared before classes and assist to every event that you can do it, that you can attend to, because guys, you are coming here for either 1 year or 2 years. Just take this time to enjoy your time at UC Davis. Whether you are commuting, you can drive, you have a car, if you buy a car, or you can actually buy a bicycle and then go all the way to campus. It's a huge campus. You will never get bored. The landscape are amazing. I think for people that like nature, this is a way to go. For people that like really good supportive community, this is definitely the way to go. What will I do something different? Yeah, prepare for classes. And the first semester I didn't prepare too much, which is for me, if everyone have their own style. For me, I'm more like understanding the topic, so that's why I kind of go with the class. I understand the topic, and then because I didn't take any notes, but that worked for me. So you also have to be mindful of what worked for you. If you are like note taking individual, okay, just prepare before classes, take the note, do the highlights, and that you will do just fine. I guess network with more JDs. That will be really good, because they have their courses for 3-4 years. So our time here is 1 year or 2 years. So they have more insight on how you prepare for your classes, how you do respond the exams, because there is a way that professors expect you to address the exams, which is through a essay, through IDAC. You learn about that, no worries. They teach you a lot about this. So it's just, be more present in the university events. That will be my regret. But I'm doing it right now, so I'm
You're
happy.
catching up.
I'm catching up. I'm catching up.
That's good. And Janjay, how was it for you?
One thing I would say is make friends before getting here. Because these are the same people you're going to be, especially people who will be like a semester ahead of you. These are the people you're going to find here, and they'll be very, very helpful to you. So make friends, try to get more detailed as you can, and how like class preparation is done. What does the lecture the lecturer require? And all of those things kind of like help you basically when you get here. You already have like every knowledge of what's going on in here. The webinar section is great, but sometimes you do have we may not have said everything, and you do have like some questions and stuff. So with that, you can easily go to that friend and kind of like ask like, how is this done? How is that done? And that person will be able to provide you information and also pass notes. They do have insights on how to prepare for exams, where to get like practice materials from, and all of that, which can be very, very helpful. Yeah, so make friends, and also there are a lot of activities happening on campus, so try as much to participate. And one of the biggest issue that I find, even with myself and amongst international students, is we don't really participate in class as much as possible. Sometimes it may be due to language barrier, but do not allow that to limit you. If you have question, always raise your hand, always speak up, and that helps you as well to build on your confidence.
Yep.
So do not be afraid, just speak up and learn as much as possible. Do not let anything get into your opportunity of learning. And other stuff, I would say explore. I personally have not had the chance to explore. I think that's one of my biggest regret. I've just been studying and studying, but I wish I had opportunity to explore and see other things outside of the law school, go other places, and just see how things are. Yeah. So
Yeah.
take advantage of that when you get here too. You can learn as well while doing other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Take advantage of as much as possible that is offered by the academic side, by the law school, but also don't forget that you're living a once in a lifetime maybe experience, and that you should embrace it. So kind of balancing. I feel what I read through the lines is like balance. Make sure that you're up to date with all the stuff going on in the academics, but also don't forget that you're in a new country where you might want to explore new things.
Yes.
And I guess as a final thought, I will say just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Enjoy the journey. I guess all comes up to enjoy the path that you are taking. You are taking a huge milestone. It could be for you, it could be challenging. For someone, it could be easy. But enjoy the journey. Class wise, most of the classes are recorded, so you can actually can see on your student portal the classes afterward if you miss something. Also, you have each professor has business hours. For those who doesn't know what business hour means, is an hour that the professor open in their agenda to listen to a student. So you can actually be with professor one-on-one. A professor I have, because I have done that, of course, many times. Like, a professor, I didn't understand what this, and they have all the, well, in Venezuela, our professor didn't have that. So whether you understand or not, that's not their problems. You need to just do your best. Here is a different mindset. The professor want you to learn something, want you to, be passionate about that. So they're following during the whole process. Okay, so just take advantage of that.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that, Angel, and thank you guys for being here today. I do know that we are running well, we're still in it within the time, but we're running out of time. So I want to take a time and see if there's any questions in the audience. I know that Andrea, our marketing manager, is currently monitoring the chat, and of course, if there are questions in the chat, we can go through them. I don't see any questions at the time. Maybe there are any questions. Anyone that is interested in speaking up, maybe unmuting, raise your hand, and we can go through your questions. There's one question from Jose who's saying, how has the 2-year program proved to be beneficial, especially for business and immigration concentration with summer classes and contract law? I'm going to look at Sura because you have been doing the 2-year program. How has that benefited you, do you think?
I'm not taking actually the immigration, but
Yeah.
the 2 years gives me a lot of time to take more classes,
Mhm.
like taking more legal writing and research writing
Mhm.
courses or classes. So I think if you have time and you want to learn more, you could take that 2-year program. But if you don't have, I think you can just like go with the 1 year and
Yeah.
you will doing great.
Yeah, so Jose, I think the most important information to know about the 2-year program is some people come here and they're very ambitious, right? Some people are very ambitious and they manage to put everything in 1 year, but other people have many goals, more than 2 or 3, and then we suggest that people go into a 2-year program. There are two or three ways that you can go about taking the 2-year program. Some people really want to stay longer in the United States and practice their English, be submerged in the English. So if that is one of your goals, of course, a 2-year program really helps with that. On the other hand, like I mentioned, if you really have so many different interests and you want to take all the different classes and not be limited by a 1-year maximum of 37 credits, that is, of course, one other way to see it. Now, of course, specifically for business and immigration concentration, that is very specific to your question. Of course, Angel could give you some insight. Angel, do you feel like you need 2 years to complete the immigration and business concentration, or is it feasible to do in 1 year?
Well, it depends on how what your goals are, or
Yeah.
how you structure yourself. Of course, if you're coming from overseas and you want to stay longer in the US and you want to perfectly understand, I would advise you to do the 2 years.
Mhm.
I myself, I did the 1-year program, and it's been great. It's been challenging, but
Mhm.
it's because it fit my schedule, it fit my goals. I want
Yep.
to get this done, take the bar exam, and then have my 2 business concentration in place. I guess it depends of your goals
Yep.
or how you see yourself. Remember, if you're coming from overseas, you have after you complete after your LLM competition, you have opportunity to stay 1 year and actually
Yep.
work, and then the more prepared you are, could be beneficial for you or to the company that you work with to sponsor, and you're
Yep.
gonna. But that's gonna different. I'm not an attorney. I
Yeah,
cannot advise
yeah.
you to that.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Okay,
no, absolutely.
but it's just I guess everything in summary I will say like it depends of you have
Yeah.
the support, you have the professor, you have the experience, actually the classes or the lecture
Mhm.
are going with for what's happening right now. Immigration, is a really hard and a controversial topic.
Mhm.
And you have plenty of professors open that open their knowledge and are really willing to give you that knowledge to you. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jose, you got this, brother. If you want to come here, you won't regret. I promise you.
Thank you. Thank you to hear that. Janjay, did you have any input in that?
Well, the 2 years program, I think it just depends on how much you can take.
Yeah.
And if you can take a lot in 1 year to do 2 concentrations or 3 concentration, that's up to you. I think
Mhm.
each person has their own goals.
Yeah.
But another advantage of the 2 years program is that it gives you time, and also you actually able to study a lot. You can have a lot of concentration,
Mhm.
and those concentration, by the way, each one of them has its own certificate, right, Melvin?
Mhm. Yep,
So
correct.
yeah, so with that, get a lot of certificates. By the end of the 2 years, and
Mhm.
I believe that that's also a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what you both have mentioned, Angel and Janjay, with regards to the time here, of course, it's how busy do you want to make your schedule, right? You can fit everything in 1 year and be extremely busy and maybe not have as much time for any extracurricular or many travels or many exploration. If you have just one goal and it is passing the bar exam, for example, that is totally feasible in 1 year. It really depends on your personal goals and your personal input. And that is also why we have the advising sessions with the professors to give you an idea and give you a shape to what your goals should be. I see that there's one more question from Patrick saying, is it advisable to finish the LLM program and then proceed into the JD program by taking the bar exam instead of taking the bar exam during the LLM program? So I think those are two different ideas. If I understand the question correctly, I think uh, there is an opportunity to take the JD program after the LLM program. Of course, the LLM program is a 1 year program. After this 1 year or 2 year program, you could transfer into the second year of the JD program. Of course, there are many criteria that you need to work with the advisors here to make sure that you meet those goals. But of course, after the JD, you can still take the bar. It would just take a longer time. And of course, the JD is a very specific goal that you need to, first of all, make time for, get accepted in, and that is not a easy choice to make, of course. So I think taking the bar exam in this question is kind of is kind of two different things. What do you think, guys? Do you have a different input in that?
Well, concerning the bar or transferring to JD, I think it's the individual, I'm from a common law country, so majority of the classes that I've done here so far do have like similar principles, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just that you have to build on there are some twists and turns, especially when it comes to cases, and yeah, but I mean it's basically on the same principle. So you'll find a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that are similar. So for me, I don't really believe in during JD.
Mm-hmm.
After that, after my LLM, or transferring to JD after my
Mm-hmm.
LLM. But if you deem it necessary, you feel like it's going to help you
Mm-hmm.
adequately, you can definitely go for it.
Yeah.
Concerning the bar, you do have a lot of bar classes. I mean, it depends on the year or the
Mm-hmm.
because in 1 year you may not be able to cover all the bar classes as JDs do,
Yeah.
but you do have resources available to you. You do have Professor Murray, who's always giving bar exam or sample
Mm-hmm.
questions. You
Yeah.
do have table links that are here as well that helps you. So it depends on the person, the individual, what
Yeah.
you want. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for your input, Janjay. And I want to be mindful of your time. I know that all of you are still in classes. Of some are in the office, some are working. So I want to be mindful of your time. I know that we are on the hour mark. So first of all, want to thank you very much for your time, for your input, and for sharing your experience with the current students here, or the current participants. They're not students yet, but sharing your experience and your wisdom so far in the LLM program. I do still have a question, but if you, of course, need to log off, I don't want to hold you much longer. So if you have time, feel free to stay. But of course, if you need to log off for other reasons, thank you very much again for sharing your experience. We'll continue answering questions as long as they come in, and we will help students answer questions. Some are pretty personal, so we will maybe take that offline. But I got one last question here that I see in the chat. Have you experienced any barriers with growing visa complications, and how have you navigated these challenges if you're planning to stay in the US? For example, if a postgraduate job offer was rescinded a couple of months before graduation and your visa expiration, what plans of action are there for seeking job opportunities beyond the OPT process? And would it be best to extend your outreach beyond the Sacramento and Davis area? I know this is a very, of course, there is some information in there that we cannot give legal advice on. Of course, we want to be very mindful and thoughtful of how we answer this. But with regards to your knowledge, okay, you're going towards the end of your academic program here. If you would be in this situation, have you encountered any issues with maybe job offers or anything like this? And do you think it is beneficial for a student here to extend outreach beyond the Sacramento and Davis area? Of course, I'm thinking San Francisco is very close by, so that is, or relatively close by, so that's also an option with a very different work environment. Angel?
Yes, I mean, I cannot resist. Of course, there is some legal implication there, so I won't
Sure. Yeah.
touch on that.
Yeah.
What I will advise, Jose, is when you're coming here, I guess it depends on your goal. If you want to stay here and find a job here and hopefully get sponsored by a company here,
Mhm.
your outreach should be massive. Okay, so you
Mhm.
cannot limit yourself to the
Yeah.
Sacramento or Davis area.
Yeah.
You should and must go to Oakland, San Francisco. There is
Los
so many,
Angeles,
Los
maybe.
Angeles, even
Yeah.
all California. Remember, you are in California, and California is huge. So which
Yeah.
basically huge state, huge opportunities coming
Yeah.
along the way.
Mhm.
You have non-profit organizations that are, some of them are willing to do a sponsor. So it's just depend of how willing to, how willing or how
Yeah.
what your goals are. Okay.
Yeah, and
But
how
yeah,
much motivation and how much input, right? There's a lot of students that I speak to. It's really the input equals the output. The more
yes.
you put in, the more output and the more opportunities you might have. Of course, that is true to a certain extent, and I see that everyone is nodding. But yes, so to a certain extent is the more you're willing to put yourself out there and get uncomfortable and meet people and get opportunities, the more you might have an opportunity.
And I think what is also good to highlight here is like you are not alone.
Mhm.
You are not by yourself in any ways, in any means. So you have endorsement of Melvin, Professor Maury, Dean Greenwood, even the other professor that actually are teaching maybe your favorite class or your favorite lecture. They can give you insights into, because you remember most of the professors, not all of them, but most of them are attorneys, are licensed attorneys. So you're a kind of speak with a licensed attorney, and then he's your professor. So you can he or she can do some endorsement into getting a job offer or something. And and they also Jose, to end with your question, they also provide a resume review. Basically, you give your resume, whether it's Spanish or English, they're gonna help you out to tailor or shape that resume and to make it more compelling and appealing for companies out there.
Yeah. We
So
do have
yeah.
Angelis talking about the career service office. We have a very elaborate career service office, which gives you the opportunity, like Angel says, to do cover letter reviewing or resume reviewing, but also to help get involved with the job fairs and also, of course, help with company placement if is your goal. So there are many different support systems that you can take care of.
And I'm telling you, Jose, the university are here to support you, but they are not gonna do the job for you. So you need to, take your hands on and then start applying, start getting to network events, start reaching out with LinkedIn, Facebook, or direct, the direct point of contact like HR, recruiters. So if you do your due diligence, you will do great.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. I know that we are way over time.
Yes.
I want to finish. For the ones that are still able to stay. If you are not able to stay, of course, please feel free to log off. But what is your best memory I know that that we have been talking serious business so far, but what is your best memory, Sura? What is your final thoughts and your best memory of the 2-year LLM program that you've been in so far? Oh, you're
Yeah.
still muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, I have a lot of memory, but I would say I don't know why, but I love staying at school all the time.
Mhm.
Like all my friends, like, why? Let's go out, let's hang out. But I feel like school is good. Like, let's just hang out here there. And the place are like more it's so comfortable, so you will like feel like home there. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think all my memory here is like great. So I'm sorry for the answer.
No, 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 absolutely. I mean, if everything is great here, that's what
Yeah.
we want to hear. If there isn't one particular memory that stands out, that's great. Angel, what is your parting words and best memory?
I guess this message is for everyone that want to or are ready to take this path. You won't regret it. It's a path of learning. It's a path of support. It's a path of getting not experience but new friends, and it's a really good way to expand your network. Uh, good memories here. Well, I have now. I guess I have a place to go in Italy. I have a place to go in Switzerland. I have also a place to go in Spain because I've been a lot of networking with my
Yeah.
partners, and then many of them they are here for 6 months, and they say, "Hey, this you have Spain is home for you. Switzerland is home for you. Italy is home for you. Saudi Arabia is home for you." So that's kind of a good memories because you are getting really good friendship that hopefully lasts long, for many years to
Yeah,
come. Um,
absolutely.
one of the advice I will say when you're coming to California, just make sure you do your research housing wise. California is a little bit pricey for people that are coming from Latin America for the exchange and that. So do your due diligence. There is plenty of spaces here for to rent. But you won't regret it. It's a great opportunity, and I can be more happy than about the decision that I made 6 months ago.
Thank you, Angel, for sharing that. Janjay, what are your final thoughts and best memories that you can share?
My best memory so far has been Culture Week. Yeah, just because we did have especially cultural day itself, we had a lot of cultural display. You had people, tasting food and having conversations from different culture, hearing their perspective on things and how things work in that country. I mean, you do get it from friends, but it's not, that often that you have that opportunity to, share food and or bond over food and just dancing and all of those things on campus. Yeah, it was very fun that day, and that has just stick to my head. Here you do have a lot of people from different places. As Angel said, you have people from Italy and who are very welcoming, and they would like to take you to whenever you're in Italy, they would like to take you around or even suggest places. You have people from Pakistan, you have people from Uzbekistan, people that some of the countries I actually never even heard of. I met them here at Davis and had the opportunity to be friends with them. So yeah, it's been great so far. And my experience here has been an A1 experience. Yeah. If I'm to do it all over again, I will definitely do that.
That's great. Great
Yeah.
to hear. Great to hear that everything is going so well for you guys. I'm very happy to have you here on this panel and have you here as current LLM students. And I want to thank you all again very much for being part of this program. Maybe one last thing is I would like to take a little screenshot if you're okay with that. So let's put on your big smile and I'll take a screenshot and then and then we can close this webinar. Let's see here. Take a big smile. I'm gonna take the snippet tool and make a cut out of here. Okay, 1, 2, 3.